Okay, so the exam is tomorrow, your desk is probably a mess of books, and you're staring at like 19 chapters. Feeling that panic? I get it. But don't worry, we're going to turn that mountain into a molehill. Let's dive right in.
Yeah, you heard that right. Over 19 chapters. You've got history, civics, geography, economics. It feels totally impossible to cram all of that into your head in one night.
Right now, it's just a huge jumble of dates, names, and ideas, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a simple way to organize it all? A way to see how everything connects, so you're not learning 19 things, you're learning one big story.
This is the key. Forget about trying to memorize every single little detail. That's a losing battle. The real secret here is to understand how all these different chapters are actually talking to each other. So we're going to boil down your entire syllabus into just two big, simple stories. Seriously, think of these as the master keys that are going to unlock everything else for you.
That's it. Story 1 is all about power and people. That's your history and civics. It's about how India came to be and how it's run. Story 2 is about resources and money, your geography and economics. It's about how the nation uses what it has to grow and connect with the rest of the world. Okay, let's jump into our first story. This is where you'll see that the fight for independence from your history chapters is directly linked to the government systems you're studying in civics. They're not separate subjects, they're part of the same narrative. It all kind of starts here with Satyagraha. Think about it. To fight the British, Gandhi had to unite this incredibly diverse country. Satyagraha, or Truth Force, wasn't just a way to protest. No, it was the glue. It's what brought people from different religions and castes together to fight for one single cause. So great, you've won independence. Now what? How do you manage all those different groups you just united? Well, this slide shows you the two choices. Look at Belgium. They decided to share power, and guess what? They survived. Then you have Sri Lanka, which went the other way. They chose majoritarianism, where one group calls all the shots, and it led to decades of conflict. It's a crystal clear lesson, right? And that lesson is exactly why India chose federalism. It's a system that's literally designed for huge, diverse countries. You divide the power between the main central government and all the individual states. This lets different regions handle their own business while still being part of the bigger nation. And what's the end result of all this? Democracy. Look, it's not perfect, it can be super slow, it's often messy, but here's the big takeaway. It gives you a legitimate system where the government has to answer to its people. It has built-in ways to fix its own mistakes. And that, right there, is the end of story number 1. Okay, you with me? On to our second big narrative. Now we ask, how does a nation actually work? You know, how does it grow and make money? This is where we connect the physical stuff from geography, like land and water, with the systems you learn about in economics. Check this out. You can see the whole economic story in one chain. It starts with the primary sector. You're using natural resources, you're farming. Then, the secondary sector takes those raw materials and turns them into stuff, into manufactured goods. But those goods are useless if you can't move them, so you need lifelines, roads, railways. And finally, you connect to the whole world through globalization and multinational companies. See? One thing leads directly to the next. It's a chain reaction.
But hold on. To build a farm or a factory, you need money. And where you get that money, that credit, is absolutely critical. If you go to the formal sector, like a bank, you get cheap loans that help you grow. But if you're stuck with the informal sector, like a local moneylender, those crazy high interest rates can trap you in debt forever. This single choice can literally make or break an economy.
All right, you've got the big stories down. You see the connections. Now let's get practical. We're going to switch gears and go into rapid-fire mode. Let's nail down some super common exam questions and the map work you absolutely have to know.
I would bet money you're going to see a question like this. It's a classic. Why on earth did Gandhi call off one of the biggest movements he ever started?
And here's your perfect point-by-point answer. Bam! The Chauri Chaura incident in 1922. Protesters turned violent. And for Gandhi, non-violence was the one rule you could not break. He just felt that people weren't ready for a truly non-violent struggle. Simple as that.
Let's hop over to economics for another exam favorite. Why has the service sector, the tertiary sector, just exploded in India over the last few decades?
It all boils down to 3 main reasons. First, as any country develops, people just need more basic services. Think hospitals, schools, banks. Second, as farming and factories get bigger, they need support, like trucks to transport goods and warehouses to store them.
And third, when people start earning more money, they spend more on things like going out to eat, tourism, and shopping. It all just makes sense.
Okay, look at this. These are free marks. Seriously, just memorize these few locations, know where the key Congress sessions were, the main spots from the independence movement, a few major dams and airports. Do not leave these points on the table tomorrow. This is the easy stuff.
We are on the home stretch. You have the big picture, you have the key details. Now let's talk about how to use these last few hours for the biggest possible impact.
So let's be smart. Step 1, do not try to reread entire chapters. Just look at the summaries. Step 2, grab a blank map and just practice marking those places we just talked about. And step 3, and I'm serious about this, get some sleep. A tired brain can't remember anything. It doesn't matter how much you studied.
And that's it. You've done the work, you get the connections, you have a solid plan. You are so much more prepared than you think you are. You're ready for this.
So, as you walk into that exam hall, just think about that for a second. Which connection clicked for you? The one between history and civics? Or geography and economics? Because understanding that is your secret weapon. Now go crush it.